dying in front of your face, that's the question.
So we get a little bit of chatter in the beginning of this game. And I think Toronto Tokyo had said, yeah, team begged me to play this, the Mars. And you know, I like the banter back and forth that we've been seeing.
Yeah, this is you know, maybe a bit of a surprise to them. The Toronto Tokyo's hero pool, right? He was a mid player. He won TI with the original Spirit Gang as a mid player, became a support, and everyone's like, is he going to be able to do that? Really worked hard on it. He became a very good support player, and then moved on again. He's now playing off lane. It was the same pattern, a bit shaky, but he's really improved on it. The hero pool is still not as large as some of the other off lane players, like Collapse, who've been playing off lane the whole time, but the heroes he does play, he has reached, you know, the same high level off lane that, you know, any other team has, which I always think is very impressive to be able to swap between roles.
Yeah. Sometimes you see like that carry to, well, we see like carry to 5 sometimes. We've seen players like Sylar do that, where he's like, all right, well, I'm done carrying. Or the Eternal Envy did it. The Eternal Envy, he went from that carry role. He played a couple of times at 5. there are those role switches that I'm trying to think of, like, what are the most iconic role switches, but
we see it a lot more now. There's a lot of carries and mids switching to either offlane or support, just because I don't know, there's not enough people playing those roles. But you never, I'm trying to think of one notable support player going the other direction, becoming a carry, becoming a mid. It never goes in that direction.
Not really. But it never really goes from the support to carry. I know that players like Jinkyu have played every position professionally. That's always the interesting one. I think he started on carry, and eventually now he's landed on support. He's played both the 4 and the 5. He's played every position, but like now he's the support. But definitely trying to think of players that might have gone the other way. Either way, we get into the beginnings of this game, as we'll see a 5-man smoke from Team Spirit. See if they can find anybody here. You've got 2 wards over here by the mid lane. One by the triangle, one right on the steps of the mid lane, but now the late smoke coming out from Aurora. Smoke gets broken, and they back away. They do have some vision, Rue moving forward. They've got this Obs on the other side of the steps. Curious to see what Miposhka ends up doing with this Winter Wyvern too. Not a hero we've seen just yet, but now coming into the game, can it accomplish what they need to push this series to 3 games?
First pick of the tournament, right? So let's see what we can get done. I do think the laning stage is still pretty solid. Harass with Arctic Burn. Splinter Blast is a good way to secure range creeps while also harassing. And the heal from Cold Embrace is actually quite a lot. So, seeing if they can bait Mira in here.
They have for a moment. And they went to the level 1 on the Arctic Burn. But Mira able to walk away, not giving up first blood this time around.
Does lose half his health, and
yeah,
you don't miss any creeps, though Toronto Tokyo was able to do a little creep aggro to get things where he wanted them. Maybe it's not the worst.
Nightfall with the level 1 in the Aphotic Shield, by the way. That is always, you know, one I'm willing to wait and see how this goes for these Abaddon's position 1. He's also, I have to say, he's got the Trail of the Burning Doom on the Abaddon. He is not on fire. It is just a glitched cosmetic that is causing him to look like he is on fire.
Doesn't that mean he's on fire?
Well, he's not taking damage from being on fire. You know, semantics here, all right? He's not taking damage. I see. There's
no fire hero in the game. Well, I guess Mortimer's maybe a fire hero. Remember when we briefly had elemental damage?
Ooh.
It was in for a week. They added it with Brewmaster. They're like, yeah, you need fire damage to light this on your W. And then a week later, like, yeah, that was a bad idea. We're gonna remove that.
Yeah,
Just
mind,
magic
guys.
damage.
Just kidding. But
Maybe
Mira
it'll
getting
be
chased again.
Dota 3.
I'm hoping. I'm praying. Dota 3, is it in production right now? We can only pray.
Elemental damage. As if Dota wasn't complicated enough. That'll be added to your neutrals. You choose fire resistance, ice resistance, all the different ones.
Now you gotta give me 10 choices. You need to give me 10 choices for neutrals. I need to be able to pick 2 elementals. If I can only do that, I'll be happy. Laurel, by the way, dragging this creep wave all the way over. Yutaka trying to catch up and can't quite get the creep wave to come on back, but he gets one deny on that. Pull the creep wave all the way over, and well, this range creep's actually going to get under the tower, but he should be able to kill it. Oh, no. Missed it. Bottom lane. Panto Nightfall. Just kind of doing the thing. Everything's staying quiet. We've had a bunch of bloodbaths in this day already.
It's another case where I feel this Abaddon's last hitting pretty well versus this Undying.
6. What's there to really be too fearful of, right? Like, a Photic Shield just soaks up the little Shredder. Yeah, you're getting decayed every so often, but other than that, you feel pretty fine.
As you get more points in decay, maybe it gets a little better, but it's supposed to already be good. It is a bit different than the usual hero pool for Collapse. I mean, he's a very good player, so I have no doubt he can practice it, he can do it. But usually, Spirit's drafts give him a more initiator type hero and favor later picks for Yatoro. Bit of a mix up this time with the earlier TA pick into the last pick hero for Collapse, and then it's an Undying. So it would make a lot of sense for other teams. It's a little bit different from the usual for Spirit. Maybe exploring a little bit. You know, we kind of floated that idea at the start where this is not an elimination match. So perhaps practicing new things, getting into form is better. Maybe this is the time to try out some different heroes. Undying in the off lane, the Wyvern in the safe lane, our new hero pick of the game.
Had 2 already on this stream. Kind of looking at what Kiyotaka has been able to accomplish so far. 22 and 11 to the 15 and 7 of this Earthshaker. Like, the denies are coming in bunches for both these heroes, but Kiyotaka getting a lot of them. And it's not stopping him from CSing either. Like,
usually
is
the
right.
totem for Earthshaker is how you pick up the early CS lead while also harassing heroes, but Shadow Fiend is the ranged version of this, right? You've got raises to bully melee heroes like we're seeing, and then you pick up the souls for extra damage to get denies, and you have it all the time. He only has it when he uses the totem.
Chrono Tokyo might be caught top. He's pretty tanky, and he'll just spear. I said he might be caught because there was an Arctic Burn, but I lied. There is no stun. They're looking mid again. They've got Glimpse. Rue pulled back, but Kiyotaka doesn't have a lot of life. He can't exactly commit to this. The damage that comes in from the totem and the damage is pretty heavy, but Mira off to the side. The Fissure lands on it too. The Blood Grenade, they're kind of trapped in. Maposhka's around the area. They need these raises, but they will get the kill on a Laurel. And now Rue, does he survive this? They want Panto, but Kiyotaka's going to get some help from Mira that turns into 1, 2, and maybe 3 kills. Mira doesn't quite have the mana. Kiyotaka doesn't quite have the life. So it will be a 2 for 1, but you did lose Laurel.
The Cold Embrace comes in at the last second, and he also has a Lotus. I'm sure he was trying to get there in time to use it, but they have enough magic damage to finish the job. Who's gonna get this rune? It is on the bottom half, but it's secured. Oh, it's actually denied.
Sometimes there are other moments, I think especially if you have a bottle, where it could get like denied and picked up at the same time. I've seen it, like, rare, very rare. It's like same frame speedrunner nonsense.
Time for some Dota speedrunning bottle rune pickups.
Isn't every
Pick
game technically
Arc
a
Warden,
speedrun?
set the record, unbeatable.
And use those backwards jumps, those I don't remember what it's called from the Super Mario 64 speedrun.
I forget the tech. I forget the names. Uncapped movement speed though when you do stuff like that. No Bloodseeker in this game. Everyone's got to follow the movement speed rules.
Panto trying to sneak a shrine, but collapses here. He might die. Whoa! Oh, it was so close. Oh, Panto. Oh, no. I really thought.
Zombie?
Oh, God. The scatter blast. Oh, man. I really thought he was going to get it. That's so
He was
unfortunate.
gonna at least live.
The last second they stepped into that shrine. Oh, man. Not the worst thing in the world. It ends up being one apiece.
As the laning stages end, yeah, I think you feel fine as Aurora, right? This Undying pick has not really countered you on the Abaddon. He's still farming pretty well. And actually, my critiques on Abaddon carry are usually that you farm really slowly to the Radiant, but he's actually going for the Helm of the Dominator that has been all the rage lately. So that actually means he should come online a lot faster, even if his lane had gone poorly. So this is a cool idea. Haven't seen an Abaddon do this yet, but I'm sure it works just like everyone else doing it.
I want to say this was almost the echo movement. Laurel did hit those creeps like he wants to just echo for the stacks. Ooh, ooh.
This is awkward. Yeah, you want to echo here with your first one. Drag them together, echo. But you got to know these guys are here.
Guys. Oh, man.
You gotta be really careful about contesting these stacks. It's a great idea to steal them away if you can, but you cannot get echoed in them. You can't get echoed in them.
Guys!
Okay. Didn't get echoed. He secures his own stack.
That could have been brutal. I mean, it still can. Mabushka's now coming from behind. They committed to going for this. Kiyotaka, cookied, raise. He's got a Requiem if maybe he can get it off, but there's a totem again. The damage is... No, a Fissure Kiyotaka!
Third time's the charm?
He tried so many times. Panto's dead too. Collapse is also here. That was what, 4 times he tried to Requiem? Oh my god.
That's the value of the Earthshaker. All the stuns in the world. In the end, you don't steal anything. You absorb some of the XP. You get a Snapfire kill, but you lose the Shadow Fiend, who had been doing really well. So, Spirit gonna be happy with that. We do have the Helm of the Dominator online. I should say Helm of the Dominators. Abaddon has one, and so does the Mars. This is not a very common purchase on Mars, but I gotta say it kind of fits Toronto Tokyo's style. I feel he's played a greedier off lane where he tends to have a lot of scaling value. So it's the same thing, I guess. Just like the Undying, you'll have it to help you farm, to help you push towers. How many do you think we'll get? What's the maximum Helm Dom purchases in a game that we're gonna get to at the end of TI?
5. I think there's gonna be 5 or 6. Giving me that little side sheet over of
I'm trying to think.
In the game. Ooh, Yatro. They've got the glimpse. They have the arena. They will get this kill onto the Templar Assassin. Not messing around. They kinetic field. They had arena ready to go. No static storm for that, but that was enough.
Now you got all these Helm of the Dominator creeps to help you take this tower with the catapult too. And then TP right back bottom, straight back to farming.
I mean, it really is kind of disgusting what this item does. It really is. All of a sudden, Midas is Midas at home. Because I've got a new friend, and it's Helm of the Dominator that gives me the gold and the experience and helps me push and farm and everything.
What's really cool about Dota, though, is that this has existed for a while and people weren't doing it. I remember when they first added this, that Helm of the Dominator would give the golden XP, and the Zoom meta was kind of dead at that point. Ooh, always satisfying to see the big echoes on creeps. And I saw that and I was like, oh, surely the Zoom meta's back. Surely this is going to happen. And then no one did it. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm wrong. You know? And then they buffed it again. I was like, surely the Zoom meta's back. And then no one did it. It was like, oh, I guess it's still not good enough. And then nothing happens to the item, and then it's like, did you guys know Helm of the Dominator is broken? And now everybody's doing it as a Midas. So it is the complexity of Dota. The first read is not always right, and it takes time. And it's why when you sit on the patch for a while...
Oh.
I can't believe Laurel didn't get that.
Well, yeah,
you sit on the patch for a while, and you eventually... You get bored of what's good, and you try other stuff, and you find new things that are good.
I wonder who was like the first person to just kind of be like, whose conversation? Like, did you see this in a pub? Were you watching a Jenkins Herald review and you just went, maybe this is the most genius thing I've ever seen in my life before?
It only counts once you see a pro do it.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, where did the idea stem from? If you see, like,
maybe they generated themselves.
You see a Herald do it and you taking that idea, there's some guy out there that is truthfully watching this meta and going, I was doing this since like years ago or whenever, you know, is
do something long enough, it eventually gets good.
Midas first item, Ancient Apparition. That's what I used to do, but it never got good.
I think there actually was a phase where that was kind of good.
Thank you.
You missed your window.
Ah, damn it. Meanwhile, Toronto Tokyo does have this Blink Dagger, so they do have Blink Arena ready to go. Static Storm has been picked up for the Disruptor. Shadow Demon going into the Glimmer Cape. You've got Shadow Fiend, Kayayasha, no surprise. I mean, things have been kind of quiet.
Radiant structure.
Yeah, so far, still not quite seeing the purpose of the Winter Wyvern. Not that he hasn't contributed, right? He's moved around. There's been a lot of plays in the mid lane. We actually see some of the reason that it's not picked is that it doesn't have the most early game damage. So in those fights, it was not doing as much as some of its other counterparts. So I'm really waiting to see some of these winter curses come out. And
Undying's got a Helm of the Dominator.
maybe that's what they're imagining.
Like, we could get 2 more in this game. I mean, we're not going to, but God forbid. Unless supports start picking it up, to start getting gold, getting golden experience, supports just all go for Helm as well.
I'm up for it. Why pick Chen when you could just build 5 Helm of the Dominators? You know what I'm saying?
I'm finding myself saying I agree. I'm scared. Scared of maybe me, but like also the idea, a little concerning. Nightfall just pushing away. He's got Cinder Conqueror, but they found Kiyotaka.
Disruption save.
Disruption save. Now the arena and the spear. Kiyotaka, how have you done
out
it?
of here.
Oh, the Static Storm. There's no Scatterblast to get him. Oh, Spirit, you thought you had a Shadow Fiend, but instead you have just death. Oh, man, Aurora, great movements. Sending Mira first to get the disruption save.
That's so good. I can't believe he made that. I think he had like 15 health.
Rue was trying to cookie to get some distance so he could scatter blast and maybe land the kill on Kiyotaka, but the Static Storm commitment to make sure no scatter blast comes out. Chef's kiss.
I was gonna say that's a pretty good kill to get with the Earthshaker and Snapfire ultimates. You know, you kill the enemy mid, but you don't even get it in the end.
Yeah, that's one of those moments where it's like, all right, well, we didn't slow down their timing, and now they're just going to continue to move up in net worth. And Nightfall closing in on this secret relic, 300 gold away. And this is kind of nice. I like that Nightfall's
I mean,
got the Boglet Dominator right now. One of my favorite new creeps, new things in Dota in general.
I love the Boglet. But this is the thing. As I look at this lane, yeah, Boglet action. Boglet fight. This is the thing. As I watch him defend his bottom lane, Hurricane back. Yeah, he can't really go on an Abaddon carry. This is an Undying off lane with a Helm of the Dominator, and this tower is barely below 50. It is still alive. Bringing 5 heroes to try to get the job done.
That's
It just feels like this is not what the Undying offlane last pick is for.
No, not really. And the Winter Wyvern kind of feel, like you said, not really effective. But, you know, we'll see if Spirit can bring it back. They were unable to pull back last game, but now they've got their chance. Like, they need to find their way in. And this is boots of travel here for Toronto Tokyo. Glimpse, Maboshka, Hurricane even further into enemy lines, and there's nowhere to go. Toronto Tokyo waiting for his moment to spear kill steal, and that's what he'll get done. This is an interesting build here from Toronto Tokyo. Like, Helm of the Dominator into a Blink Bots BK.
It's
kind of just
greedy.
be around. Oh, yeah.
It's greedy, but when you look at the lineups, it's not that you strictly outscale on the side of Aurora, but how are they going to punish this greed? How do you play faster on Spirit if you're not already doing so? Right? Like, it would be different if you were crushing the lanes and taking all the towers, but it's 18 minutes in. They've lost the tier 1 mid and just lost the safe lane recently, right? So you're doing okay. You're getting past all this greed, and Mars actually is a hero that can scale quite well if given the farm.
Guess the question is, what does he want to get?
You probably get all the same Mars items, but a little faster, a little more guaranteed. Start with the BKB, and then I feel his main job is initiate, so when that's the case, we often see refreshers come out. I don't think he needs more damage. I think Abaddon and SF have that covered.
This is one of the things, by the way, that kind of worried me, was Collapse loses his courier, which feels terrible. That's not what worries me. What was worrying me is the Earthshaker, and like I've kind of talked about this, where maybe we're not feeling its effectiveness. Obviously, I kind of ate my words last time I said it, but again, you're not really feeling the massive impact from this hero, and he does slow down on farm. Spear connects. They're looking for a Requiem. They've got the Arena. That will be the fear on the Undying, who gets a double decay, but it won't matter. Maboshka and Collapse both end up dead. Nightfall gets one. Kiyotaka gets the other. Even with the Ceaseless Dirge, you're back alive, but what do you really accomplish? You're back down bottom to farm.
Is that the first Winter's Curse we've seen?
Yes. I
want to say so too, right? I mean, I got a goldfish memory. Maybe there was one other, but there's not been a lot.
Ooh, yeah, Yatsuo is surviving, but Glimpse back to the other side of the Static Storm. Refraction or not, yeah, you got that blink off, but now, how do you accomplish getting away from this one? Mortimer's Kisses is coming through, but Root kind of knows he's already dead. He got the kill on a Panto. The Cookie connects onto the Mars, but the chase, it should be there. Spear ends up missing, so maybe he can find a way out, but it's so unlikely when you've got these blinks to cover the gap, and they will get another kill.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Another good fight for Aurora.
Not sure I'm seeing the value of the Winter Wyvern. Well, you know, okay, wait. New thoughts. New thoughts activating. The brain's working.
All right,
as
all
we
right.
watch the Tormentor get taken. Winter's Curse is usually pretty good versus like Lycan and Beastmaster, and now everyone's building a Helm Dom. So maybe that's what they were kind of guessing at. They're like, it's kind of okay for these reasons, and they're gonna have a bunch of Helm of the Dominators. Let's get it. I don't think it's paying off. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe that was some of the idea. Secondly, I was thinking about the boot to travel on Mars. There we go. There's the kill. You can just send the Helm Dom creeps around to scout, and you think it's just a creep and you're gonna mess with it. But if it finds a support, Mars could just come in and kill you. You send it behind a tree. You think you're chasing it. Boom. Mars has TP'd in.
What I really wish you could do is kill a camp and hide your creep there to replace it or something.
Yeah, I wish it was less obvious.
Yeah, you just sit it there and it's just like, oh man, what's that? I'm gonna go
And
take
now
this
with
camp.
3 Helm Doms on the same team, you can have the whole camp.
Oh my god, that would be pretty funny, honestly. Octarine Core for the Undying. Helm Octarine Core, I don't know, but now they've got the Arena Spear Static Storm, and again, now you've lost a refraction. You can't escape.
Radiant's top tower is under
No, you can't. You don't have a save like the disruption from your Shadow Demon. Once you're caught, you are dead until BKBs come out, which are the next item queued up, but it is not soon enough for the Tormentor earlier, for Roshan, for all these fights that are happening.
I'm gonna say this: we've seen a lot of successful steals on Roche. I'm not holding. I'm holding my breath right now. Fissure.
Arcane in for Vision. He could do it.
Does he
He could
want
do
it?
it.
No, he doesn't want it. He could have blink echoed if he wanted to. Yeah, no chance of a TP there.
Oh my goodness.
Ain't no way.
Yeah. I mean, you could go in, you could echo and steal it, and then you would die twice after that. So I think that's why he's decided not to do it.
is under attack.
But this one is pretty grim. 10k gold lead for the side of Aurora at 22 minutes and 22 seconds, actually. Perfect time to pause. I'm not sure what you can do. Outside of they clump up and you get an amazing Winter's Curse plus Echo, right? Sure. In a pub game, yeah, you know, the game's barely begun. But in this game, you just sit behind either the Shadow Fiend or the Abaddon and then just let them hit buildings, and no one gets close enough to ever get ulted. And if they try to force something, you just disruption save. And I think if you just follow that step-by-step plan, pick who you want to go in front, sit behind them, I just don't know how you deal with that on the side of Spirit when you're this far behind. If you can find some pickoffs and then go into team fights, you know, maybe.
TP attempts, and you're free to leave. Yeah, this one doesn't really feel like there's a lot going the way of Spirit, but we saw in the last game, I know they didn't win it, that they make game plans to get a big fight to go their way. But it ain't as easy as setting up a black hole with a BKB and a blink. You need a lot more to go right here.
Yeah, it's technically doable, but it's a lot harder than the last game. Echo and Winter's Curse are always a way to win. And Mapochka's been saving for this Blink Dagger. It's his first item the whole game. I mean, he's got Arcane Boots, but maybe with the Blink Dagger, you can get a big ult. Someone standing next to Abaddon is your best bet. Maybe the Shadow Fiend, but this is Spellcaster Shadow Fiend, so he doesn't hit as hard.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The issue is Disruption Save is just going to come out, so you have to find the Shadow Demon. You don't have to curse him, but someone else has to be dealing with Shadow Fiend as you curse somewhere else.
Backdoor is up. They take the top tier 1 at 24 minutes into the game.
Is under attack.
Still, though, the aggression from Aurora just moving forward, and now they've got this Manta Nightfall Arena. Not it, but not the longest cooldown spell. They do end up getting themselves a kill there on Teru, though. That's a solo kill for Kiyotaka. Did end up using that Requiem to blow away this Snapfire. They could still push. They could still send these illusions over now with the Manta style. They're actually going to cut the mid creep wave. And then you just take this tier 2 tower over in the bottom.
You've got 2.5 minutes on the Aegis, right? You can make these plays. And going back to that boot to travel discussion, you can attempt this play top. It didn't quite work out, but you deal with it, you shove the lanes out, and then you're still with your team. At any moment, you can just boots travel back. It's like, I can't be Dawnbreaker in Nature's. Dang, I guess I'll get Dawnbreaker at home. It's called boot to travel. So now you can show up whenever, thanks to the Helm of the Dominator. You don't have to even worry about a creep wave being nearby.
Another pause as they move to take the tier 2 tower mid. At least Nightfall's there. And they're going to walk by and amplify damage for this Shadow Fiend, and they might run into these heroes top. Which would be
or perhaps they'll
pretty
run
scary.
through the top lane between the tier 2 and the tier 3.
Maybe.
I think that's the plan now. Lines drawn. You got 2 minutes on Aegis, plenty of time. If you find someone, great. You've taken 2 tier 2s. You could possibly finish the top tier 2, or you could just go straight high ground, depending who you find. And if you don't find anybody, you still got, you probably got like a minute and a half at that point, right? You just start pushing the lane, force something, look for another pick off. Why not? You don't even have to break the high ground with this one. This is the first Aegis. You can get the next one afterwards. Oh, sorry. In my head, this tower was already down. Now it's done. Okay, now you got 2 tier 2s down.
There it is. And they do draw that line in between the tier 2 and the tier 3. They might walk into collapse. Or they might kill Rue. And do they find collapse as well? He's TPing out. Nothing to stop
Grief by
that.
Croaker? No. As heroes were getting close, might have done it.
That was always dangerous.
Croaker's a big Aurora
69% win
fan.
rate here for Aurora. Nice. As they have this 11,000 net worth lead, and it's 16-6. Just not getting anything done. You're hoping the TA can kind of find a moment to have success. BKB, Deso, Blink, maybe. But this Disruptor has the Blink, and now usually that means it's time to build the Ags, right?
Yeah, I was trying to think, like, do you even needed this game? But yeah, why not? Ooh. Even with Kaya Yasha, not fast enough to get that TP cancel. Yeah, I see no reason not to get the Ags. You could potentially just buy a support buff item, because I think Aghanims will finish in, 10 plus minutes for a slow farming support. The game might be done by then, the way things are going. So you could just buy a smaller item. Depends on, do you want late game insurance, or you just want to all in on your power spike right now?
Yeah, we'll see what he ends up queuing up, or really what he ends up choosing. Sentry combo down here. He's got this Blink Dagger now to get the gap closed to throw down a Static Storm. BKB is available on the Earthshaker there too. And Undying is building his, but he's still a full item away from it. So he's got 1,600 gold still needed to at least have that. But can Spirit buy time?
So they just got a gem, and it's on Toronto, Tokyo. You have to have this versus a TA so that you can take out traps, because it's how she's going to avoid you, split push the map to drag this out. So if you manage to find a good fight here on Spirit, steal the gem away, possibly off of an Aegis defense that might come up in about 2 minutes, that would buy you 10 plus minutes of time, because you got to wait for the next Aegis, got to wait for like purchasing gem again. Then a 10k gold lead at 40 minutes is not as big of a deal for Spirit. So if they can find that dream fight in the next few minutes, then I can see a comeback.
Metro ends up blinking south. They'll find Collapse, Spear back, and Requiem lands. That's a dead Undying. Almost happened into TA, but unable to find him. He went south after picking up the shrine. I see that. This is...
That's BKB.
Yeah, but maybe you could force it with a glimpse, and yeah, you at least get that. He's going to try and get out of here, and they're following. This BKB is not going to last much longer.
He just got a town portal scroll delivered.
Oh no.
Thunderstrike's
Nobody
off.
else is here. Yeah, nobody else is here.
He should be good. His team has smoked over. They know that they can't lose him, but he's out.
I thought for a second Glimpse might come off cooldown. It is not that long of a cooldown, especially when you're chasing like that. But they have found themselves Rue now. They'll get a kill in the Snapfire, get some more gold going their way. It's just who will get it. It'll be Toronto, Tokyo. Thought maybe the neutrals might snipe it. Sometimes they do that. They are looking to get a
Just
Hex
for
on
fun.
Mars, and he's got 4,600 gold. That's gonna be
sometimes
really
you see the
good.
refresher first, but this game you don't even need 2 ults. As long as you're finding a good initiation, you're winning the fight the way it's going so far. So he's gonna get the Hex first, refresher after that. They're just waiting for Roche now, sweeping the map with the gem, finding what pickoffs they can in the meantime.
So far, Aurora have done a good job in these first 2 games. They just have to close this one out to get this 2-0 victory over Spirit. They're taking their time. They're not forcing anything too far forward. They're not going really too far out of the way to potentially put themselves in a position that might end up costing them the advantage that they have.
Yakutou is farming pretty decently, all things considered. So he does have the damage to kill various heroes. The issue is that you can't easily burst the enemy carry because it's an Abaddon. Mars, pretty tanky. It's got to be the supports. Or Roche. Can you do this fast enough, though? Here come the boots of travel Mars.
Actually looking to try and get
Run the other way by time. Fake him out.
And they're going to get Roche.
Totally not Roshan. Don't look over here.
You're going to get it. Aegis for
Don't forget the
Yakutou.
banner, guys. Banner, banner, banner. Oh, yeah, thank goodness.
Not bad, but is that going to buy you the timing? You know, Aurora, without Roche, Aurora too scared to try and fight or go high ground.
You could still force it, but it's a lot riskier. The Aegis was supposed to go on whoever they want to hit towers, the Abaddon or the SF, and just go, Maposhka, Maposhka.
Shh, don't say anything, I'm hiding.
Maposhka! What are you doing on that cliff?
They dusted. All right, they found him. They're like, is he just sitting here invis? Like, oh my god.
That's time wasted, I suppose. But they are gonna push. So this way you don't have to have the Aegis. If you get a pick off, you can go. The Aegis is actually to deal with Winter's Curse and Echo. So I mean, if you take one of those guys out, then you feel a little bit more confidence. I don't think you commit too hard, right? Just send some illusions, creeps, poke at it. You don't have to do a full dive, and you certainly shouldn't do a full dive.
And you don't really even see them committing that far in the lane, so like they are sitting back.
Yeah, this is why that Aegis steal is actually a really big deal for Spirit, because 5 minutes on the Aegis and then 8 to 11 minutes on the respawn itself.
Arena and the BKB TP attempt. That will be an escape. Another BKB used defensively from the Earthshaker of Laurel. And immediately Abaddon is TPing back to the outpost to maybe put some pressure on, but Maposhka able to blink, but now he gets glimpsed one way, the other. Winter's Curse is used now, and Nightfall is just it. Static Storm's gonna split the fight. They go and throw these Mortimer's Kisses out there, but Yakutou here with Collapse to try and fight Nightfall, who's got borrowed time. It's not like he's all too unhappy about the way this is going, but the Echo Slam, now the Hex from Toronto, Tokyo. That should be a dead Laurel, and will be. They already got the kill here onto the Winter Wyvern. They're going to look over at Collapse. He's got a lot of life. Yakutou even blinks in to try and help out, but he's going to lose this Aegis, and that could be problematic. Kiyotaka setting up to get the timing here with the Requiem. Slams that down. They've got the bashes, and now Yakutou is going to be dead for the second time. He has buyback, but Collapse is right behind him because he's dead too.
Aegis not required. Now that they're dead outside the base, you can push up here, and these are heroes that attack real fast.
Trying to cut the creep wave. They should be able to kill Rue.
Maposhka technically has Winterproof, the facet, but I don't think that's going to be enough here. I also don't think you can even walk up. I think if you walk up close enough to use Cold Embrace on a building, you get killed. So he just has to watch his buildings die, wait for his team then they can all watch the buildings die together.
No backdoor,
I
but
don't
collapse is
think you
pushing
can
the bottom
fight
lane.
this.
Blink in arena. And
why
the God's
not?
Rebuke Spear catches Laurel. Even that far back, he thinks he's safe, but that's not the reality of the situation. With creep still in, there's no backdoor, and there's no mid set of racks, there's no bottom set of racks. This game looking just about over, where Aurora are going to secure this 2-0, and they're going to go for the tier 3 now top.
And there is no answer to this. If Laurel hadn't just died, maybe you mount one more final defense, but I don't know. What's that defense even look like, right? You Winter's Curse someone, look at the positioning of Aurora. Mira standing in the back, you're not going to get to him. He's going to save whoever you Winter's Curse. There's not enough creeps to echo. Yatoro can do some damage, but he can't do it all on his own, especially as they've had time to start building up some armor items. You got Ghost Scepters on supports. You got AC on the Abaddon. I don't know. Anyone feel like taking a dip in the fountain on Aurora? You got fountain divers over here?
Not sure if that's what I want to be doing. Just gotta secure whatever we can. Hopefully so. But all right now is looking solid. It's all fine for the side of Aurora. The question is, what do they want to do to, finalize this game, right?
They get the refresher onto Mars. The Disruptor was finishing up the Aghanims. He's like, guys, please let me finish it. I'm so close. I wanna have it in my stats at the end of the game. So they've got it now. They'll group up behind the Abaddon. Same deal. Just let him hit the buildings. Counter initiate if anything happens. And now that you have the mute on Static Storm, I guess you can force the issue if you want. You know, what are they even gonna do? They can't BKB turn it around.
They can try. BKB jump in. They've got the Hex. They go to the arena with the Spear. They should be able to get a kill on a collapse very quickly, and they do. Nothing really stopping them there at all. Life feels pretty solid. I've said that twice already, but, you know.
Super solid.
24,000 net worth lead ahead. 26 kills. You've only given up 6. Now you go in. Yatoro's been found, but Red Ally,
Tombstone
not
save.
gonna matter as they get the kill onto the Templar Assassin. They'll look to the rest. The Mortimer's kisses are coming through, but there is no buyback available on the TA. Collapse is dead again. Down goes Rue. The Disruption, that will get a catch. Echo Slam's not gonna matter. Laurel is dead. GG is called. Full team wipe for the side of Aurora as they take the 2-0 over the side of Team Spirit.
Buyback greatest Winter's Curse ever? Not this time.
Not this time.
Well played to Aurora, I gotta say. This was, I thought